When this white powder hits the clear liquid, the resulting violent bubbling is the signature of baking soda reacting with lemon juice. Contrast that chaos with a single drop of food coloring blooming smoothly in water. While both liquids are transforming, they are actually answering to very different physical rules. Science functions as an active framework for decoding the environment. It provides the logical tools needed to look past a surface observation and solve the problem of how things actually work. The scientific method moves through 6 interconnected steps in a continuous cycle, beginning with an observation and ending with new questions. At its heart is the hypothesis, a testable idea verified through action, not accepted as a proven fact. This cyclical framework transforms us from passive observers into active participants in our environment, capable of systematically breaking down the mysteries of the kitchen. We can apply this method to our kitchen experiment by testing the liquids to see exactly what is happening at the structural level. A physical change occurs when a substance alters its state or appearance but retains its original molecular structure, like an ice cube melting into water. A chemical change is an irreversible reaction. This is where atomic structures break apart and rearrange to create an entirely new substance with its own unique properties. The food coloring dissolving in water is a physical change because the dye molecules are simply spreading out. The fizzing lemon juice is a chemical change, where the reaction produces carbon dioxide gas as a new byproduct. While the physical dispersion of food dye shifts the water's appearance, a chemical reaction occurs when turmeric hits alkaline soap, forcing the stain to change color at a molecular level. Because surface-level observation can be misleading, we have to test for these underlying structural shifts to accurately classify how matter is transforming. The same investigative cycle helps us repair the invisible forces powering our homes, starting with a flashlight that refuses to turn on. We start with multiple testable hypotheses. Is the battery drained? Is the bulb burnt out? Or is the internal wiring disconnected? A circuit requires 4 parts: battery, wires, switch, and bulb. Connected, electrons flow continuously. In our water system analogy, voltage is pressure pushing electrons. Current measures flow rate. Resistance acts as a narrowing pipe, reducing energy to dim the bulb. Even invisible currents follow predictable patterns that we can map and systematically repair using the same logic we applied to pitch chemistry. Even a successful repair requires close scrutiny. Swapping a battery and seeing the light turn on does not prove the old battery was the only point of failure. There is a gap between raw data, the objective measurement that the bulb is off, and our interpretation, which is the assumption that the battery must be dead. Science relies on repeated experimentation to bridge that gap. We must verify our results to ensure a stuck switch or a loose wire didn't lead us to a false conclusion. Each conclusion usually uncovers a new variable to test, which restarts the cycle and pulls us back into the process of observation. Science is an ongoing practice available to anyone curious enough to look at their surroundings, ask why, and begin testing their ideas.